Hi everyone, my name is Noor, and in this short video, I will provide a concise overview of the UCAS application process. After you have done the Notion, you must complete your registration. So start by setting up your UCAS account and provide a valid email address, your first name, last name, and a secure password. After verifying your email address, you will be prompted to click on Let's Go to begin setting up your UCAS account. This is an important step as it gives you access to the application portal where you will complete and manage your application. More about you. In this section, you will need to fill in your personal details, such as your date of birth. You will also need to select the main level of study you're interested in, such as undergraduate or postgraduate. You will also need to indicate the type of opportunities you're interested in, which could be university courses, jobs, or apprenticeships, and specify when you plan to start your studies. Once all details are filled out, please click on Continue to proceed to the next step. Your interests. Here, you can personalize your account by selecting your subject choices, by listing your universities and colleges that you are interested in, and indicating any industries that you are drawn to. It is important to note that these choices are not your actual application choices, but are only to help UCAS understand your preferences. So here is your hub. Once your account is set up, you will gain access to the UCAS hub. This hub is your central resource for managing your application. Please navigate to the application section within the hub, which you can see is in blue, to start your application process. The hub will also provide updates and track the progress of your application, making sure that you complete all the required steps. To start an application, please select the academic year for which you are applying and confirm the main level of study, whether it's undergraduate or postgraduate. This makes sure that your application is processed for the correct year and correct level of education. Overview. So after starting your application, you will receive a personal UCAS ID. This ID is important as it is used for all correspondence with UCAS. The overview section will also allow you to track the completion percentage of your application, helping you to stay on top of your progress and making sure that all parts are completed before submission. Sections to be completed. It is important to complete all sections of the application thoroughly, starting with the profile, which includes personal details, followed by contact and residency details, and so forth. I will cover section by section, but please make sure you complete all sections by providing comprehensive information in each section. Starting with personal details. So please fill in all mandatory fields marked with an asterisk, such as your title, first name, last name, date of birth, and gender. Please make sure your name matches your passport and that it is spelled in the same way. Once all information is entered, please mark the section as complete and save it. If any mandatory fields are left blank, you will not be able to mark it as complete, but you can always save it and return to it later. Contact and residency details. As you can see, the personal details section is complete, as it is indicated by the green color. Please note that all sections must turn green to confirm that all required details have been provided. You must mark each section as completed once all information is entered. If a section is incomplete, it will appear in blue with a half-filled circle. Once done, you must proceed with contact and residency details by providing your contact number, email, and home address. Permanent residence. You must also select your area of permanent residence. If you are unsure, please use the provided link to find your local council using your postcode. Moving on to nationality details. Please provide your country of birth and date of entry to the UK, if it is applicable to you, and then mark this section as complete and save it. English language skills. So in this section, you must indicate whether your native language is English. If it's not, you must specify if you hold an English language proficiency certificate, such as IELTS, indicating the test number. This section is important for non-native English speakers to demonstrate their language proficiency. So, in terms of the supporting information, you may provide any additional supporting information. If you're unsure about what to provide, you can select Prefer Not to Say. Moving on to finance and funding, please select only the source of your funding for your studies. The second field regarding additional funding information is not mandatory, therefore, it doesn't need to be completed. Diversity and inclusion. Please fill in all mandatory fields related to diversity and inclusion. If you're unsure, you can select I prefer not to say or other. You must also indicate your occupation or position. If it's not found, you can again select I prefer not to say. More about you. So in this section, you must indicate if you have any physical or mental health conditions. If you're unsure, you can select prefer not to say, but please make sure you fill in all mandatory fields. In the experience section, you must enter any qualifications or details of paid experience. If you have or you will receive qualifications, please add your education section to indicate this. In the education section, you must add the institutions where you have obtained or are obtaining your qualifications. If no match found, please click to add your school and college name. Once it's been added, you must add institution details such as the name, start date, and end date. However, if you are still studying, the end date will be in the future. Then, make sure you select full time as a type of study and confirm if you have qualifications from this center. Please note that all qualifications must be entered, even if you have received an unsuccessful grade, or if you're still waiting to take the final exams, or if you're waiting for the results. All qualifications must be entered regardless. For non-UK qualifications, search by country name, and for each qualification, please fill in the mandatory fields, including subjects and modules from your transcript. For UK qualifications such as GCSEs and A levels, please make sure that you enter each GCSE subject separately, specifying the awarding body and grade achieved. For level 3 qualifications, however, please provide details of the program and select the correct qualification name. Please make sure that you fill in all the mandatory fields, including subjects and modules. If you hold a UK Level 3 qualification, you must search for the qualification by its name, as not all qualifications may be listed. So please select the most appropriate, or you can contact one of the admins for help. Adding results. So enter your results. I'm selecting from the drop-down options if they are available. For numeric grades, please choose Other and write the overall grade, or you can select from the available options like Distinction, Merit, Pass, or Fail. And if you are still studying, please mark your results as pending. Highest level of qualification. So once you have added all your qualifications, please state the highest level of qualification you expect to have before starting your course. For example, if you have a high school level 3 or a foundation year qualification, please select below honors degree level qualifications to indicate your highest level of qualification. Okay, education. So if you have not entered any qualifications, it means that your application will be processed as containing no qualifications. This means that the universities and colleges may consider your application based on your employment and your personal statement. However, you must add some form of education. In the employment section, you can add up to 5 employment histories. For current job, please only enter the start date. This section is important as it provides a record of your work experience, which can then support your application by demonstrating your skills and experience. Extra activities. Please provide details of any activities that you have undertaken to prepare for higher education, such as national regional schemes, university programs, summer programs, um, and taster courses. If you have not participated in any of those, you can leave this section blank. Personal statement. As part of your UCAS application, you must write a personal statement with a maximum of 4,000 characters. You must include an introduction, educational background, current job, and motivation for university, and why the university should accept your application. Please make sure your personal statement is written in your own words, reflecting your individual experiences and aspirations. So, how to write a personal statement? When providing the personal statement, please make sure that the following guidelines are fulfilled by keeping it concise and avoiding generic statements. Please request the applicant to start by providing an introduction about themselves, mentioning their name, place of origin, current residence, and how long they have been in the UK for. Secondly, please request the applicant to provide some information about their educational background. Mention the highest level of qualification achieved and be transparent and mention if they lack any specific qualifications. Thirdly, please request the applicant to discuss their work experience and detail their current job, highlighting the responsibilities and its relevance to the course of study applied for, and explain how their job will support the academic journey and vice versa. Please ask them to clearly state the specific course they intend to study and mention the awarding body name. Uh, Please also share your career goals and explain how the course aligns with them. So once you have written your personal statement, please make sure you copy and paste your statement into the provided section and mark it as complete. Moving on to references. In this section, add references if required. Although references are not mandatory, for certain courses like nursing, references are mandatory. Therefore, please check whether or not you will require a reference. If needed, please include the contact details of the referee and request a reference. Please also note that you will not be able to request a reference unless the previous sections are complete. Therefore, you must complete all sections. So, once done, you must go back to the application or hub and make sure that all sections are marked as complete, which they must appear in green. And if any section is incomplete, which will appear in blue, please revisit and complete the missing information. Thank you. That's the end of the session.